Hey there, welcome to Proud Animator. In this video, we are going to animate a walk cycle in After Effects with Duik Bezier plugin. So let's start. Okay, so before starting off with the animation, we are going to first of all illustrate a flat style character. So let's do that first. Okay, so our character illustration is ready, and now let's check out how to separate the layers in Illustrator to prepare the file for animation. So this is how I have separated the layers in Illustrator. So I have separated the hair layer in a separate layer. The whole head is in a separate layer and the neck is also in a separate layer. I have just added another layer for the collar, and the body is also in a separate layer, and arm is also in a separate layer, forearm is in a separate layer, and hand is in a separate layer. And here I have added few dots. You can see red dots. This is the reference layer. So this will not be in animation, but we are going to use it for rigging purpose to put the structure layer of Duik Bezier. We will learn more about this during rigging. Okay, let's turn off the eye button, and here both the side of the hands are similarly separated. Even though thigh portion is in a separate layer, and this portion and even the whole foot is in a separate layer. So this is how I have separated the layers in Adobe Illustrator to prepare it for animation. Now let's import the file in After Effects and let's start the rigging process. Right now we are inside of After Effects, and here our first job is to click on the reference and convert it into a shape layer. So right click on it, create, and create shape from vector layer. Now I'm going to delete the Illustrator file. Now we are going to select the arm or the top hand and the reference and solo out the layers, and then turn on the Duik Bezier, and I'm going to click on create structure and then click on arm. So this will bring some structure layer of arm. So we are going to put this structure layer above each of these layers. Arm over the arm, forearm over forearm, and hand over hand. Now I'm going to parent arm with arm structure layer, forearm with forearm structure layer, hand with hand structure layer. Alright, so right now I'm going to select all these structure layers and click over here, links and constraints, and click on auto rig, and our hand is rigged, but we need to reverse the IK. So for that, just select the hand and here in effects control, click on reverse under IK. Perfect. Now it's pretty good. So unsolo the layers. Now we are going to do the same for the hands on the other side as well. So let's do that. Okay, so the arm of the other side is also rigged, so again click on reverse to reverse the IK. Perfect. Now we are going to select the arm structure layer of both the hands and parent it with body. Perfect. And right now we are going to select the structure layers and just shy it out. So first of all, turn off the visibility and click on this and click on this. Perfect. Now we are going to rig the legs. So for that, select the leg layers. So for the leg, I'm going to click on leg this time to create the leg structure layers, and select all the structure layers and pull it above the leg layers. And we are going to do the same. We are going to arrange it on each of these layers. So thigh over thigh, and then foot over the foot. Okay, now one thing, let's just solo the foot layer for now. Now we are going to add a pin tool over here so that we can bend this foot for that reason. So I'm going to add one pin at this particular point, add one at this particular point, add one here and add one here. Now click on the puppet under effects and then just come over here in Duik and click on this links and constraints, click on add bones. So your pins will be converted into bones. Now we are going to rename it. So let's rename it foot. Okay, so right now again solo the layers with the structure layers, and now continue the same thing. Just this time around we are going to put the foot over this foot bone tool, toe on this toe bone tool, and this toe tip on toe tip, heel on the heel. Perfect. And this time we are going to parent this toe tip with toe. Now we are going to parent foot with foot structure layer, toe with toe structure layer, and toe tip will be parented with toe bone tool itself, and heel with heel structure layer. Perfect. And thigh with thigh structure layer, and this calf muscle with calf structure layer. Okay, now we are going to select this structure layers and auto rig it. Perfect. Let's check our rig. Yep, we need to reverse the IK. So yeah, this time it's perfect. Now we are going to select this thigh 2 structure layer and parent it with the body. Okay, now we don't need to see these structure layers anymore, so let's turn off the visibility and shy it out. Okay, we are going to do the same for the leg of the other side as well, so let's do that. So both the legs are rigged and arms are rigged as well. Right now we are going to just select all these bone tools and also turn off the visibility and shy it out because we don't need to see it. And after that we are going to parent. First of all, move the anchor point of this body layer and put it around here. Perfect. And we are going to parent it with hip, and let's move the anchor point of the hip as well. Perfect. Now we are going to select hair and head layer and let's pre-comp it and name it head. Perfect. Now let's select the neck layer and pull the anchor point and put it over here, and let's just parent collar with neck. And yep, everything is looking great. So right now we are going to also shy out the layers we don't need to touch for this animation. So for that reason, foot, thigh, which is already rigged, so we don't need to use these layers anymore. So we are going to shy it out. Perfect. Let's shy out the collar as well. Okay, now we are all set for animation. Okay, so right now I'm going to press Ctrl plus R to bring few rulers to keep in track of the ground. So I'm going to put a ruler over here and another one at this particular place. Perfect. So a typical run cycle takes around a second. So I'm going to jump on to next 30 frames. So check in over here, I am in 30 frames per second. So I'm animating according to 30 frames per second. If you are in 24, then animate accordingly. So I'll just keep it 30 frames per second. Okay, now I'm going to bring the work area end over here, pressing N on the keyboard. Now we are going to make the first contact pose of the walk cycle. So I'm going to pull this leg. So here you can see it's stretching. I'm going to go on stretch and turn off the auto stretch. Do the same for the other side as well, all the other controllers. Perfect. Now let's just pull it over here and bring the hip and the body layer down, or just hip layer down. Okay, so this need to be reversed. Perfect. And also I'm going to drag this on the other side, and let's put the position keyframe on the foots, even on the body as well. And let's open the rotation property and put a keyframe on H, and even I'm going to select the foot and put a keyframe on this toe. So you will get it on the effects control panel. Press U to turn on all the properties with keyframes, and right now I'm going to select this and rotate it a bit. Yeah, this is fine. And also I'm going to rotate the toe. Let's give it 40. Let's give it 50. Now we are going to again rotate it in the opposite side, and also give some rotation to the toe as well. Let's give it minus or 50. Alright, now just put it above the ground. Perfect. So I'm going to bring the hip layer a bit down. So this is the contact pose. So this will be really down at this particular position. Yep. And also fix the position of the feet a bit as well. Perfect. Now I'm going to change the position of the arms. So I'm going to bring the arm controller layer over here, put a position property, keyframe, and a rotation as well. So I'm going to rotate it a bit. Perfect. Same with the other hand as well. Alright, so right now we are going to jump on to next 30 frames, and again put the same keyframes at these positions as well. Now we are going to go exactly at the middle portion of this timeline. I mean at this, within this second, so which is 15. Okay, now we need to reverse the position of the foots and the arms. So the foot will be somewhere, this foot will be somewhere around here, and the rotation will rotate in the opposite side. And let's bring it on the ground. Perfect. Now we are going to select this toe and again do the same. We are going to rotate it in the opposite side. Same with the hands. So we are going to bring this arm over here and also rotate it as well, and then this one at this particular position. Alright, now let's make the motion paths a bit curved so that it doesn't move in this weird path. Okay, now we are going to go at the next 7 frames plus 7, and at this point will be a passing pose, which is a key pose in a walk cycle. So we are going to pull this. Let's check out. Yeah, this foot is going from here, so let's jump on to next 7 frames. So this foot will be fully straight on the ground, so this rotation will be 0, this rotation will be 0 degrees, and this will be flat on the ground. Okay, let's put a keyframe on the hip and the body as well, and at this particular position the hip will be upwards. Perfect. So at this particular point we are going to bring the hand and put it over here. And I'm going to pull this foot and above and rotate it in the opposite side, and also the toe as well. We are going to rotate the toe in the opposite side as well. Perfect. So let's copy and paste the toe key poses, toe properties, and okay, so at this particular point, yeah, let's bring it over here, and also I'm going to pull it a bit above, pull the hip layer a bit above. Perfect. And let's make the motion path a bit smoother. Alright, now we are going to again jump on to next 7 frames. So this time we are again going to copy the position of the hip at this particular point, and let's do the same for the other layers as well, but this time we are going to reverse the position of the foot. So this is up on the ground, we are not going to keep it like this, this will be flat on the ground. I think we can pull it above a bit. Yeah, this one is better. So we are going to select the other foot and pull it above. Oh, sorry, not this one. So we are going to pull it above and at this particular point, and let's rotate it in the opposite side. And the hand position will be at this particular point itself. So if we check out our animation, there are some weird movements. So for that, I think the copy and paste thing made this kind of thing. As you can see, as we have copied and pasted the graphs, the motion paths got a bit weird, so we need to fix it. Perfect. And same with the other one as well. Let's fix this one. So this kind of thing happens when you copy and paste the same keyframe sometimes, so you need to manually fix it. Hand is looking pretty good, but you can see the foot is kind of looking like it's floating on the ground. So for that, we need to zoom in and do some fixes on each of the key poses. Suppose if we go on the next pose, if we zoom in over here, you can see it's just crossing. Yeah, this particular pose is perfect, but you can see this foot is crossing the ground, so we need to fix these things. As at this particular point, let's bring the foot a bit above And at this point, let's give the rotation 0 and 0. This will be flat on the ground, and let's bring this foot down. Perfect. Okay, so I have fixed it frame by frame. You just need to check it frame by frame where it's just crossing the ground, and you need to fix it. Yeah, now it's looking pretty nice. Look at the animation. Okay, now let's add some rotation to the body and the hip and neck and head, and our animation will be pretty much done. So right now, let's open the rotation property and put a keyframe over here. Same with the body, put a keyframe on the rotation property, neck and head as well. Perfect. Now at this particular point, we are going to again put the keyframes. So here it will slightly rotate forward, so let's give it -3 degree of rotation, and let's give neck -2. Perfect. At this point, let's rotate it slightly backwards, and let's copy the initial keyframes. And at this point, we are going to copy these keyframes, and at the end of this, we are going to copy the initial keyframes. Perfect. Now let's ease it. Okay, looking pretty nice. So right now let's add some loop expression, which is loop in plus loop out minus the value. Okay, let's copy the expression and paste it in all these 3 layers. Perfect. And right now we are going to offset this rotation a bit. So let's offset it by 2 frames, and then again we are going to offset the body from hip by 2 frames. Then again do the same, just offset it by 2 frames, and head from neck by 2 frames. Perfect. Let's check our animation. Yeah, this one is looking pretty nice. So that is how, just following few simple steps, you can animate a walk cycle pretty much easily with the help of Duik Bezier plugin. So definitely try it on your own. I have also shown you how to illustrate this character. Do illustrate the character and rig it and then animate it, and let me know how it turned out. Okay, so that is it for this lesson. If you liked it, then make sure to hit the like button. If you have any doubt regarding the lesson, make sure to comment down below. I will be happy to help you out. And if you are here for the first time, make sure to subscribe the channel and hit the bell notification button to stay notified for all the future updates. Until then, goodbye.